to order, and we have two bills on the agenda. I assume everybody has got a packet. The first bill is Senate Bill 2717. What we're doing here, we're amending how the Deputy Commissioner for Workforce Development, as well as how our Deputy Commissioner was within the Department of Corrections for Workforce Development. We did this in the last 2 or 3 years that we were trying to develop a position within MDOC that would deal with workforce. Of course, with the creation of Accelerate, we also wanted Accelerate to be in the mix. So what we're doing right now, I don't believe this is a final product, and I am myself willing to put a reverse repealer in this at the proper time. But we want to get the language right where there's not confusion over who this position reports to, whether they report to MDOC or whether they report to the Office of Workforce and Accelerate's role in that. That is a brief explanation of the bill. I'd be glad to yield any questions. If not, I would have a motion that we add a reverse repealer to this bill. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? We'll do that, and then there aren't. Thank you. The motion is titled Sufficient Due Pass Committee Sub. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? That bill will be reported out. The final bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 2718. This is a bill that is double referred, so appreciate y'all coming on short notice so that we can get this out to let appropriations consider it. I'm going to recognize Senator Parker to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As most of you know, we spend a good bit of time with ARPA money, particularly regarding healthcare, and there's still some allocated resources we're trying to name and kind of get to the right place. So this bill makes a few small changes to this healthcare workforce program. In Section 1, we're revising the language, creating the program, and creating the ARPA Accelerate Nurse Allied Health Grant Program and Physician Residency and Fellowship Startup Grant Program. Section 2, in general, is some cleanup language to remove the pandemic-related language that was in it before. It focuses on the intent of the program. It adds some technology to improve patient care in lines 63 through 65. Lines 83 through 86 adds in funding for equipment and training related to virtual nursing and other technology to improve patient care. In Section 3, in lines particularly around 100, adds in funding for equipment and training related again to virtual nursing. Lines 116 to 118, it just adds in a definition of hospitals facilities providing general acute care in Mississippi, which are licensed by the Department of Health. In lines 153 through 156, adds in scholarships for tuition for certification-based programs for which no other aid is available. For example, like paramedics, to use this as an approved expense. Lines 170 through 172 includes as a requirement for receiving a grant for equipment and training related to virtual nursing again. Again, I'm walking you through the changes here. Line 200 adds in paramedics again as a priority area for Accelerate in awarding grant recipients. Section 4 is the residency program specifics. It adds in optometry and psychiatry as programs which could receive a startup grant. And lines 286 through 289 provides that applicants agreeing to commit a portion of any state, federal, or private funds as matching funds shall be prioritized for funding. Just as an aside on this, Accelerate has done a really good job of looking at each and every one of these grants that have come down the line. You know, I know the chairman is looking at these very closely too. This is just another way to get this funding for these needed training programs and residency programs that we felt so strongly about at the time of passage. It's a brief, long explanation of the bill, Mr. Chairman. Yield for any questions.
Any questions for Senator Parker? Senator Branning.
There's not a dollar amount yet. I think that's coming through appropriations once some of the the final amounts are determined and, it's kind of finding out what we have available. I know previously, I think we did $2 million for the residency program, and we did a larger amount for the training program. But I don't have a final number. I'm going to be talking with the Chair of Appropriations, and as we both will. You may have a better.
And I think that that would be in a separate bill, because obviously if we plugged a number in it at appropriations, it'd have to come back to us. But that will come later. But I think some of the funds that were allocated last time were not able to be used, and some of the language changes are making that available, but there is not a number at this time.
Thank you.
Any other questions for a motion? Motion is title sufficient to pass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That bill will be reported out. Got another motion? Rise and report. All in favor?